Hey all you colorful sprinkles, it's me, Willow, and I am back for one more video this year. And then next year I have some huge plans with many more videos planned than I did this year. So stay tuned for 2 announcements. That's all I gotta say. Let's just start this video. Hey all you colorful sprinkles, I am here at the Craft and Antique Mall here in Baraboo, Wisconsin. Check out this. We got a chicken on the roof here. And we're gonna go see what's inside, so come along. One of the first places we stopped was this booth selling Pokemon cards. However, I noticed something a little suspicious. These cards are all fake, including these booster packs here, and I hate seeing them in the wild because I know someone's gonna buy them by accident and be very disappointed later on. And the way you can tell these are fake is regular Pokemon booster packs don't have crimping on top of them like this. And Pokemon cards are also easy to look up online. There are many guides that show you how to tell that these are fake if you can't already tell by the humongous HP these cards have. They also had these hand-built crafts over here, and it was around this time when we realized that we were in the wrong building. This wasn't the antique side, this is the craft side. So we quickly walked outside and headed over towards the antique mall. So we were in the craft mall, which was located here. Next to the craft mall is a coffee shop, which we stopped in and checked out as well. And then right here next door is the antique mall. And they had rows and rows of antiques, oddities, things that I had never seen before. Like, check out this Vanna White Barbie doll. They also had this old Butterfingers train, and I think it's hilarious because it says rich and dextrose. That was what they were advertising back then. Each of the cases had their own unique number, so you could go to the front and let them know which case your item was in. I wish I had the counter space for a cookie jar collection because I absolutely love the unique shapes cookie jars come in. And of course I'm always finding clowns, and this one has an umbrella and it looks really cute. I really like this diorama of the Last Supper. I would have loved to paint clowns on their faces, but it's just a little too pricey for me. The shelves were all jam-packed, and it's really hard to not miss something because there's just so much stuff everywhere. This Ramones lunchbox could be taken to Rock and Roll High School. Anyone? And being from Florida, I am very familiar with Disney pins and how popular they are to trade. I'm not sure if there's any valuable ones here or if there's any that are at a reasonable price, but these were really cool to see out in the wild here in Wisconsin. They also had one of my favorite Disney characters, Figment. I love spotting Murano glass clowns out in the wild, but I wasn't sure if this was a Murano glass clown because it didn't have Made in Murano sticker. And even though the traits are similar without it, I have to assume it's not real. One day I will own an original Kit Kat clock, but today is not that day. Especially since this isn't the original 1940s box. $16 is actually pretty reasonable for this chalkware dog, and I love old chalkware. They're a great piece of carnival history. This mask is really cool because it's also a clock, which is kind of funny because it's a clock face. I didn't know this until I started working there, but Woody the Woodpecker is actually the mascot of Universal Studios Orlando, like Mickey is for Disney. I did end up finding Pokemon cards after all. These ones are real, as far as I can tell, and they are reasonably priced for a third party other than like going to your Target store where you're gonna find them for like $4. And this Pokeball, I couldn't look under it at the date, but I think it might contain some older cards. So definitely check that out if you end up at the store, see if you can look at it. I was not gonna try and tempt myself to buy more Pokemon cards. This here is Perthshire glass from Scotland, and my favorite glass technique is this one here called Millefiori. It means 1,000 flowers, and it looks like 1,000 flowers. I don't know if 350 is really worth it for an original Game Boy. I'm actually looking for an atomic purple Game Boy Color. That would be cool to find here, but I didn't see one. They had a plethora of tin toys still in the boxes, which was pretty cool and rare to see. I also saw one of my favorite ventriloquist dummies, Howdy Doody. Uranium glass, which is getting highly popular lately, is quite common in antique stores, but this one's really cool because it was made in Richfield, Wisconsin. This was my favorite shelf in the whole place because of all these clown toys they had, including Climbo the Clown, which I'm assuming climbs a rope, and they also had this Mickey toy, which was definitely overpriced because I found it on eBay just recently sold for about $500. These are the most adorable Christmas ornaments I've ever seen, and I will absolutely need to go back and get them at some point. I was so tempted to get this wind-up musical monkey and this musical clown, but I held on tight to my money this time because I definitely wanted to find the perfect thing. Although these tin toys are always exciting to me. I was glad I held on to my money because in the very next shelf I found my grandma's old cookie jar selling for less than $20. It was $12.50, and then there was also a discount on it for another few dollars off, so I got it for $10. I had to get it. I took it home. It is a piece of my family's history that I love, and I'm going to cherish that forever. Howdy Doody isn't the only ventriloquist dummy I love spotting in the wild. Charlie McCarthy is also another one of my favorites. And you may not recognize him, but Speedy is the original McDonald's mascot before Ronald. I will say though, that cup is about retail $50 if new. And of course, another Howdy Doody was spotted on this shelf here. A lot of people know about Mr. Potato Head, but how many know about Pete the Pepper? I've never heard of him before. I wanted to take this time to remind you to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Also, if you can, hit the thumbs up button. It lets me know you like what I'm making here, and I want to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of next year. I think we can do that. So if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. I really appreciate it. There was only a few more aisles left, and we were checking out some of the weird stuff in those cases there on the way out the door, including this head, and of course Charlie McCarthy.
Bergen, this isn't a television show, this is a zoo.
As well as some carnival punks and some other circus memorabilia. I will definitely have to come back here again when I have a little bit more money on me because there were some really neat things in these shelves. Hey, welcome back. I just wanted to take a moment to reflect on this past year and everything that's happened. It's been a wild ride to say the least. We've had some amazing adventures together, from meeting Nikki to having a huge birthday celebration for Caden. We've gone to some awesome museums, attended a few parades, even opened some Pokemon cards together. One thing I did differently this year though was taking some time to focus on myself. In 2022 I posted 41 videos, which was a lot. This year I only posted 13, but that's still more than one video a month. Let me tell you, being a one-person operation is tough. I have to plan, shoot, edit, fund all my videos by myself, so it's a lot of work, but I love doing it. Looking ahead at next year, I'm planning on posting more videos again, but I've also made some changes to make things a little bit easier on myself. One thing that's especially challenging is figuring out where to film. Like, sometimes when I'm driving around, I'll be searching for a town in Google, I'll get a million results, and it's hard to know where to start planning for the trip. And traveling plans can be equally difficult, especially if I'm already on the road. So, I've been working on a solution. Over the past month, I've mapped out all the counties in Wisconsin, and I'm currently putting in all the museums, roadside attractions, antique stores, unique shopping malls, video games, collectible stores, unusual dining experiences, and anything I can think of that I think you would love to see on this channel. This will make it so much easier to plan my trips and know exactly where to go, and on top of that, I'm going to be joining local Facebook groups and getting to find out where all the hidden treasures are. Eventually, I'd like to add other states to my list and build that out so it's a huge collection of places for anyone going on road trips. I'd also like to make the ongoing project accessible to Patreon members. Some of you may have noticed I took down Patreon this year, and that's because I didn't think it was fair since I was cutting back the amount of videos I was producing. So currently Patreon is sitting blank, but there are things going to start to change on there. Slowly over the year, I've been making new friends in surrounding cities who are going to join me on these adventures, and I can't wait for you to meet them and experience these places with us. And that's not the only huge announcement. At the beginning of November, I got a message from the Mayo Clinic in Rochester saying that my plastic surgeon had a cancellation in February, and we're going to be able to bump up my appointment for bottom surgery to February 1st, 2024, and I'm extremely excited. It's exciting, but also panic-inducing, considering how soon this was coming up. Financially, I'm fortunate enough that I have Nikki to take care of Caden, and my parents are going to be taking care of my lodging while I'm in Rochester, but I'm still covering the cost of the 60-minute electrolysis sessions that I have to do to catch up for the 8 months that they cut out of my timeline here. So now I am cramming as many sessions as possible. It is painful, it's not fun, and it's a little bit expensive. I'm also Caden's caregiver, and I get paid to take care of him, so I won't be able to do this if I'm recovering from surgery. That means also lost wages, being able to afford rent. So if you have the ability to donate, I'm putting my GoFundMe link in the description below. And don't forget to share it as well, because that's totally free. And I plan on shooting some videos talking about this whole thing and what I'm planning and how it's going. And I also have some videos ahead of time for February that will automatically post while I'm recovering. So I'm going to be doing a couple videos talking about my experience leading up to surgery in addition to my current content. So if you're not interested in those videos, you'll still get some of my traveling videos and some of my fun adventures that I go on. Thank you so much for watching and sticking around through this.
Funding for this program was provided in part by the financial support of viewers like you.
No, for real, thank you so much for your donations and helping out with my GoFundMe and subscribing to my channel and all the great things that you do. I will see you next year at the Root Beer Museum. Stay tuned for the next video.